Hello, welcome to Mind Your Character with Olusola-Obasa, and I'm very excited. You know that by now, because I always let you know I'm excited. So you know that it's one of the things that gives me joy to do this to you. So what am I doing to you? Making you better and standing here acting as your Better Me project consultant. Feel free to consult me on most and all of the things I will always tell you about what I offer and what where I stand and what I represent to this generation. Thank you so much again for being part of this. I started a series the last time and I was talking to you about some basic work mindset reset. Not workplace now, work mindset reset. Everyone needs to have the right attitude to work. Your attitude to work is far more important than your qualification for work. Let us think. Your attitude to work is far more important than your qualification to work. Qualifications are easy to come by these days. In these days where master's degree is the new secondary school leaving certificate, where everyone, I hear there's somebody who has 38 certificates from several studies. Beautiful. But if you take workplace, best work attitude out of that, then you see the folly and the emptiness of all the certificates. So I'm not here telling you not to upgrade in terms of going to formal education platforms and getting certificated. It's beautiful, it's character to do so. But I'm saying that you must always learn to maintain balance. If I like to call myself apostle of balance, I always believe that everything in life will go at two ends and to create a balance for them. And so I have been talking to you about deploying the best work attitude to get the best out of the job that you have right now. And I've tagged it basic work mindset reset. So I'm resetting your mindset literally. So I have my instrument here with me and I'm going to get working on your mind anytime soon. And my intention is to ensure that I leave you better than I met you. Never forget that. All right, so the last time I told you that some things you need to put to mind is, number one, work is primarily meant to enhance your work. Yes. Number two, working is about giving and gaining value. Number three, the available job that you have is your launch pad for desirable. And number four, don't just work for the organization, work with the organization. Talking about having a stakeholdership mindset. I'm going to continue on that today. And the next point I want you to put in your mind, like carry it as your new mindset, is always ask, what's in it for me? Not just ask, what's in me for it? Not just what's in it for me. We are all familiar with what's in it for me. So there's a project to undertake on behalf of the organization. It's actually out of the purview of your JD. And then the next thing is, what's in it for me? Everyone who is going to be a high flyer in the workplace they very well will ask what is in it for me, but they much more will also be interested in what's in me for it. That keeps drawing and calling out the ingenuity inside of them, and that is a determinant any day. Did you get that? So don't just ask what is in it for me, also ask what is in me for it, and start finding out how much valuable your life becomes. The thing about work enhancing your work is, work gets enhanced the more useful you become anywhere, and how much relevantly useful you are too. So the next point I'd like you to take note of is that you should work to learn and not just to earn. You know that already. We've spoken about that from time to time. So I will not stay on that for more than just this second, and I'll move to the next one. Another work mindset that you need to reset and be sure that it's right is Choose faithful and not faithful service. It's a choice. Faithful means you do it right when people are watching. Do you know the disadvantage of that? You're shortchanging yourself. If you're faithful with your duties and your work, the more you do it, the more your work is enhancing, the more you are asserting yourself as a useful team member, the more you are making yourself an indispensable team member. But if you take the choice to be faithful, F-A-C-E, full, then you will only do it right when people are there to watch you. You only do it right when people are there to commend you. You only do it right when people are there to reprimand you. The gap between that and reality is huge. And do you know where the gap is? In you. It's in you. It's in the pedigree you're building. It's in how much more you have become after them. So do yourself a word of good. Choose faithful and not just faithful service. That's the attitude you should have to work. Next point. Insist on delivering quality and not just quantity. Now, take note of my word "and not just," meaning that both of them are important. But insist that for every quantity, quality must go along with it. So, not just quantity, but also quality. Not just timely delivery, for instance, but deliver timely and then ensure that it's accurate. We call it speed and accuracy. Be sure that what you're turning in has not just come in good time, but has come in good form. Always ensure that you leave a signature difference, a positive signature difference on whatsoever your name is linked with in the workplace. So I've been talking to you about resetting your work mindset. Another thing you need to know is that having a job is not the same as working. So when you go to work, please work. Don't play at work. People may not talk, but everybody notices it. You need to get used to the fact that the workplace is primarily a place to work. Every other kind of relationship that will come out of working is secondary. So, your employer may give you the job, but the work is with you to deliver to him. So, you get the job from him in exchange for work. He gave you the job that is the position, he gave you the job that is the appointment, but you deliver the work. He also gives you the bandwidth within which he wants you to deliver the job, but you are the one who will deliver the work. Did you get that? So that means that when you go to work, please work. And ensure that you do not give your employer the reason to wonder why. You know, one of the things that happen to people who go to work and not work is that when it's time for the organization to downsize, they get easily noticed and fished out. Again, I always tell you, everybody knows everybody. It's a workplace. You are there together back to back every day. So people know. They may not say anything, but people know. So when the chips are down, you find out that it's easy to fish out people who would rather not work but come to work. I think it is character, and it's also a show of value for yourself to work when you go to work. Okay, so the time that you have to work should hold priority over the time that you have to do every other thing. Life shouldn't be boring by being work only at work, but I'm saying priority should set in at that point. Prioritize and ensure that you do the right things at the right time. You are too much for anybody to be running around or querying over inability to deliver. That's not character. Okay, so remember that whatever you leave to chance does not stand a chance. So don't leave your work prospect to chance. Make sure that you take the ladder, the fastest ladder up, and few of it is working with the right mindset in the place of work. Be intentional about quality delivery because it grows your worth in the marketplace. And if you're not adding worth to your workplace, to your employer, newsflash, You're only occupying space until a better replacement is found for you. Mean, right? Crude, right? Or true? So if you go to work and you don't work, you need to face up the truth that you're only occupying that space until a better replacement is found for you. Because your employer gave you the job, he expects work and delivery in return for it. So don't make this year a year that you are going to lose your job to poor character. Another thing you have to know is, don't be scared of exit windows in the workplace. The moment you get your job appointment letter, people will say that, let it be that day you start plotting how you intend to exit. I had a mind of how I wanted to exit from where I worked before. I kept telling myself that I would not be sacked. And I ensured that I tried to do things that would make sure I'm not sacked. And God helped me. Okay? Good. But much more, I worked out for my targets and my goals and my benchmarks. And when I felt that I'd hit what I wanted, I exited and started whatsoever else I was doing. You must know what your exit windows are. One of my bosses will always say this: there are 4 ways that any worker can leave a job. The person can die, the person can get retrenched, like sacked, the person can get another job and move, and the person can also retire. Like age catches up and you have to exit on account of the grounds of age. Don't wait for any of this to happen to you. Happen to life. Work well, serve your employer, but have a plan of exits. You can change your plan of exit from time to time if you feel that you still have a bit more to go. And please ensure that you are the respectful, indispensable team member in your workplace. I'm sure that by that and keeping to your goals, we'll always have a lot to talk about here. Finally, have a work mission statement. A work mission statement was my guide while I worked at my former employer, and it paid off. I told myself that I was going to be missed when I was leaving. That really did happen. But it didn't happen just like that. I believe I did the bit that I knew to make myself valuable, and it's a joy. Thank you so much for being part of it today. It's been so exciting. If any of the things I said hit you, look out for it, because it's something you definitely have to work on. Keep subscribing to this channel. Mind your character with Olusola-Obasa. And please don't forget to like, don't forget to share, don't forget to comment, because I would be right here waiting to connect with you further than this. And thank you so much.